Hello everyone and welcome to an update on Project Skyring, the beta update. Let me jump to the desktop and kind of show you where we're at right now. Things are going quite well. By the start of this week's episode, we basically had it bug-free, which was nice. It's nice, and everything was fine. Overtime-wise, did get a logo kind of underway, so let me show you that. That's kind of interesting. Let's see, logo test. So it's probably not enough for box art logo kind of stuff, but in terms of just like more kind of splash screens and things like that, this should be good. I don't have the background, I just was using this as kind of a testing thing, but basically took the title screen font, and because it is kind of hexagonal in the game, it's very hexy because it uses hex tiles and everything else. To match the font and everything else in the game atmosphere, I took kind of a chain of hex tiles and have the player character with kind of the light stream coming out. And instead of just doing kind of a generic like dark to light, which I was doing I think somewhere around here, maybe this one, just going left to right, dark to light, instead of kind of making it boring like that, what I did was I have the lightest tiles kind of nearest the player and then kind of have it tapered off from there, so it's not, just flat like gradient or something left to right. So I think in terms of the logo, this is fine. Obviously, this needs to be the flying character, and right now, 123 Gas is still working on the flying character for me, so this is just placeholder. This will change to the proper like flying character, the one with the boomerang kind of flying in the air. Once that's done, the logo's done, so that base is out of the way, which is nice. And, oh, by the way, this task list, you can look for Trello and Project Skyring and find it anytime you want. If you search Google Project Skyring and Trello, you should find this. It's publicly open and available, so you can look at it whenever you want. This is kind of all the work we've done so far. So if you want to know how much work goes into making a game of this scale, there you go. It's nice to have a look back. Remember all the time. I do put all the times up here. Sound effects, I did go through and kind of balanced all the levels of the sound effects. So did sound effects and music testing. Things that were too loud, I brought them down in volume. Things that were too quiet, I brought them up in volume. Also, the artifact bugs where you were getting the same artifacts over and over again, that's out of the way, that's fixed. The Rivers Infinite Loop, as far as we can tell, play tested the game for 2 hours today, didn't have it happen, so I think it's safe to say it's out of the way. Also, network text overflowing the screen. Let me show you that real quick. Just change the font to make sure that the text kind of fits. Let's type this. Okay. So yeah, let's the brightness and the contrast back down to normal. I was doing that because I had the debug overlay on when I was testing today. But inside of options and network, because it does interact with Twitch, the game itself, you can put in like your username, your channel, your OAuth password, and it'll automatically put like whatever bot or character you want into your channel, so people can type commands and kind of affect your game. But before this was kind of running over if it was too long. I fixed that by changing the font and stuff, so that's fine. In terms of the actual game itself, I was focused on collecting artifacts, and I was able to complete all of the artifacts in the first Plains room. I got a few rare artifacts, completed all the daytimes artifact, did get a nighttime artifact, got plenty of generic ones, so getting artifacts in all the rooms, everything seems fine. The only thing I still do want to test is to see if I can fill out this whole list and to make sure that it works. I think it will, because I've done it through debug testing, but just to be on the safe side, I don't want to release anything to you that is not completely good and bug-free, as bug-free as I can get it. Well, let's start a new game, show you where we're at. But yeah, during the Twitch stream this week, we mostly did playthrough testing. So I was using the debug overlay to find artifacts and just collect as many as I could per room. And that was mainly the focus of it. We did find three things that I need to fix. One is kind of a bug. Let me see what that is real quick. The bug was rain doesn't appear sometimes. That's a bug we've had in the past. I thought I fixed it. This rain that you see right here doesn't appear sometimes, even though it's supposed to be raining. Not sure why that happens, so I need to investigate that. Also, there's a rain sound right now, but two weather patterns don't actually have sounds attached to them, so I need to make sounds for those and attach them. That's easy. Let's see, the blizzard. The volcano ash storm and the desert sandstorm. Those are the two weather patterns that look impressive but don't actually have sound effects attached to them. So I do need to add sounds. But those are the only three things that we found this week. Pretty minor. Any of those three things, even if they didn't get fixed, it's not like it hurts the game or anything. It's just it makes it better to have those things fixed. And we're waiting on graphics and stuff anyway, so might as well get those things fixed and tested. So yeah, I was using this debug overlay to follow these purple lines to artifacts and collect them. So yeah, with the debug overlay, the purple line leads me to the closest collection item that I need to get. So I'll land as close as I can to this. And head on over there, grab an artifact. I think it's somewhere around here. There we go. So yeah, random junk. This is because I've already collected all of the Plains artifacts, so there's no new artifacts for me to grab when that happens. But that's basically where we're at. Things are good. The game feels right. It's balanced. We did change some of the balances for the artifacts. That's not that. that's the order in which I like American Horror Story seasons. Had that chat today. But yeah, we did readjust the odds of getting different artifacts so that in general you should get all of the generic artifacts and the room-specific artifacts in 2 playthroughs, all of the daytime artifacts in 3 playthroughs, nighttime in about 4, and rare artifacts in about 6 playthroughs. 5 if you're lucky, if you're actually searching the whole room every time. And I think that's about the right balance. People who just want to play the game once, they can just play it once. People who want to complete the artifacts and kind of play it over and over again, I want to make sure that there's stuff in there for them to find when they do play through it again. So I think that's about the right balance. And we're going good. Next week is going to be more play testing. So these are those 3 things that I was mentioning that I need to get out of the way before next week. But next week is going to be playing the game, collecting artifacts, trying to break the game as well. And 1-3 Gas is working on the sprites once he and Hollowfire are done with Ludum Dare. And I'll swap out the character in that logo. Other than that, it's done. It's pretty much done. There's no real bugs popping up anymore, which is good. It's in a good state. I think as soon as those sprites go in, we should be able to release. So thank you for watching this update. I should give you the times in case you do want to drop by the live show. You can catch past episodes in this whenever, where you're watching this, youtube.com, Blue Tengu Studio. During the beta test, though, it's just updates, because I figure you don't want to watch me just play with the game for 2 hours and stuff and trying to find bugs. That's not very exciting. It is exciting live because there's people to talk to and stuff going on, and you can ask questions. But on YouTube, I don't think it's appropriate. So that's why I do these updates. But if you are watching this on YouTube, come drop by the live show we do every week at twitch.tv/Blue Tengu. The times are Sundays 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Japan time, which translates to Saturdays 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific, I should say. 4 to 6 Mountain, 5 to 7 Central, 6 to 8 Eastern. If you're in the UK, it starts 11 p.m. Saturday night and goes until 1 a.m. If you're in Japan with me, it's 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. If you're in Australia, it starts anywhere from 8 a.m. to noon, depending on where you live. Time zones are tricky in Australia, so I don't break it out. And New Zealand around noon. But we do always announce what we're doing through Twitter, so follow btengu, BTENGU, to keep track of when the live show starts or episodes go up, or follow us on Twitter or YouTube. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, you probably are following us on YouTube, but that's a good way to get updates. Otherwise, I think we're good to go. Game's shaping up. I think we're about ready to finish off Season 2. Feels good. Start a new year with a new project. I will see you all next time.